Welcome, welcome. Thank you guys so much for being here today. We are going to do a 15-minute full body stretch. You are going to be getting onto the floor for today's class, so have a mat, towel, or soft surface to get onto. You could do it with or without shoes. We're going to do some yoga and some just traditional athletic style stretching. Go ahead and clear some space, grab your mat. Let's get started. All right, so you have your mat. We're going to do a little experiment today. I'm going to try to run a timer that is off the screen. Go ahead and come to all fours, knees under hips, hands under shoulders. A little bit of a warm up if you're coming into this cold. We're going to start with 30 seconds of cat and cow. You'll push the hands down, shin will drop to the chest, round your back. Then you'll reverse it, let the belly soften, the chin and chest lift, the tailbone will lift. We're going to begin that 30 seconds in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So you're moving at your own pace. Now, hopefully, if everything goes as planned, the timer will let us in. It'll be a little beep. It'll let us know when our time is up, and we're going to switch. If you find any spot in this movement that's painful, go smaller and slower and more mindful. Just warming up the muscles along your spine. There's our timer. Beautiful. All right, step your right foot forward on your mat. Try to aim between your hands. We're going to once again kind of keep things flowing as we warm. Drop the hips towards the mat, and then whenever you're ready, sit the hips back towards the back heel. So we're flowing between a low lunge stretch and a half splits. If the mat feels far away, you can grab blocks or dumbbells even, placing them under your hands to give you something a little higher to support yourself on. You can also pick up this front toe into your half splits if that feels good. Move smooth, controlled. We're not forcing any of these movements. Excellent. So you have 10 seconds to transition to the other side. Step your left foot as high up the mat as you can, side 2. The same movements, hips to the floor and then hips to the back heel. Go ahead and go at your own pace. So we're just kind of flowing yoga style here because I don't know for sure if you are coming into the stretch warm already or not. If you're coming in cold, which actually I am, I need this, so thank you. Just do a little bit of movement, limbering, and some time for you to take your mind, connect it to what's happening in your body today. You can always keep the front toe pointed, or you can flex the toe as you hinge back. All right, we're gonna slide that knee out from underneath you. Place your toes, tuck them under, place them behind you, hands under shoulders. We're lifting into a downward facing dog and pedaling for this 30 seconds. So alternating one heel to the floor, bend the opposite knee, and then switch it out. Now, if 30 seconds is a long time for you to be in down dog, feel free to take breaks in child's pose. Just alternating stretching through your calf. Child's pose, if you're unfamiliar, is knees to the mat, hips to the heels, arms overhead, and that is where we're headed next. But if you can, go ahead and pedal this down dog for a few more seconds. Sit bones are up. Arms are strong. Go ahead and head to your child's pose. Melt those knees down, uncurl your toes, take your hips back towards your heels. Option to bend your elbows if you'd like and just rest your forehead on your hands. Or you can stretch your fingertips to the top of the mat and get a nice upper body stretch. An option if you'd like is to tiptoe your hands to one side and take a little side stretch here in your child's pose. And then take those handprints and walk them over to the other side. And feel that nice long lengthening down the side of your waist. It's kind of fluid. Do whatever feels right for you. I'm going to come back to the middle for the last few seconds. Excellent. Releasing. We're coming to a seated neck roll. So any posture that feels good for you, I'm going to sit with my ankles crossed, hands on the floor, drop the chin to the chest, and then just start to roll your neck around slow. If full circles don't suit you today, just do half circles, like you're drawing a little crescent moon across your chest. If sitting in this posture is no good for you today, you can kick your legs out straight, you can kneel, sit however you wish. Breathe into your neck. Good few more seconds. Excellent. We're going to stay seated, but find a position where you can sit tall. We're going to lift up through the crown of the head, reach the arms to the sky, twisting to the right, and then we'll kind of flow. On your exhale breath, you'll twist, and then on your inhale breath, you'll reach up, twist the other way, and then use the floor and the thigh to help rotate you around. kind of active rotation in the spine. So this is not a traditional yoga class. Some people don't like yoga. So I'm experimenting with the timer and then using some yoga-inspired movements, which feel good, right? To kind of string together a little routine for you. Give me one more twist to get even. We're going to stay in a seated posture. If you want to switch the cross of your ankles to get even, go ahead. We're flowing again, side to side stretch, placing your hand on the ground for support, and then on the exhale, switching sides. Go at your own pace. So this might be smaller or bigger, depending on your range of motion. Listen to your spine, listen to that top shoulder. Find where it feels good, just right into that edge. And then exhale to come out of it. We're gonna try to end evenly with both sides if you can. Good, all right, we're headed to 90-90. Take your right knee and internally rotate it to the floor. Take your left knee and internally rotate it to the ceiling. So you're sitting in a posture that should hopefully resemble a 90-degree and a 90-degree. If this is really tough, you could sit a pillow or a yoga block underneath this back hip. If this is very easy and limber, you can start to bow over your front shin and bring your heart towards the floor. So elevating that hip is going to make it a little bit less challenging. Play with your alignment and find that spot where you feel stretch, not pain. Especially on that internal rotation. A lot of us are tight right there. Good, we're making it easy to follow, so we're just gonna go straight to the other side. Go ahead and flip. Your right knee will externally rotate, your left knee internally rotates. Flex your feet. Find that sweet spot between too hard, too easy. Maybe it's upright, maybe you bow, or maybe you need to place like a bolster or something elevated underneath this back hip. A jacket or a rolled up blanket will work fine too. You need that elevation. Beautiful. So this is great for the hip rotational muscles. We're heading into hamstrings next. You get to stay seated. Gently go ahead and press yourself on up. We're gonna face a long way on your mat. Send your right leg out straight. Flex and bend your left knee, sole of the left foot to your inner thigh. Stretch up tall, and then we'll bow. Start to fold forward over your right leg. It might not be very far. You might just gaze at your leg, or you might crawl towards your foot. Head to knee pose. You might feel this in your back. Gently release the muscles that are tight in that low back. And then the back of this front leg. So the hamstring and the calf, especially if you're flexing at the foot and pulling your toes back towards you. Breathe into that. Good, we're gonna go right to the other side. So gently come on up and switch out those legs. Left leg long, right knee bends, sole of the foot to the inner thigh. Get tall first, big breath in, and then when you're ready, start to fold. Notice, is it harder on this side? Is it the same? Or is this the good side? Is this easier? Just be aware. Keep breathing into that stretch. Feels so good. We're headed into all fours. So go ahead and come back up out of that fold. Bring your knees underneath your hips, hands under your shoulders. We're gonna twist here, thread the needle. You'll reach your left arm to the sky, and then on the exhale, bring that arm under your right armpit, slide your shoulder and head to rest on the floor. If this bothers your neck, head, shoulder, sit back into your knees more weight on your lower body. If it feels okay, you could tiptoe your other hand to the top of the mats, like 12 o'clock on a clock face. We're gonna get a gentle twist and a stretch in the back of the shoulder, a little bit in the neck. But honor your edge. Keeping the core engaged, we'll push down into the mat. Come on out of it the same way you came in. Give me that big twist. Let's switch straight to the other side. Stand on your other arm. Reach the second side to the sky, and then thread the needle. Reach that arm under. Let your ear and head rest to the floor. You can keep this hand here for support, or walk it up to the top of the mat if it feels comfortable. Notice where you feel the sensation. Breathe into the stretch. You're so close to being done. I feel like I could do this routine for more than 15 minutes for sure. It feels so good to stretch. Feel free to repeat If you'd like to do this a second time, we'll push down into the floor, come out the same way you came in. Big twist. Excellent. Step your favorite foot to the floor, whatever side you want. I'm going to step my left foot forward, left hand to the ground, and then twist left arm to the sky. So opposite hand from the foot that's in front is reaching up, rotating your torso, but keeping your hips as square as possible. So this is called Revolved Lunge. And you can always make it more challenging by curling the back toes under and lifting the back knee, taking a more active version of this stretch or this pose. Really excellent hip flexor stretch. And release. And then you're getting that thoracic spine mobility. Drop the knee and step it on back to the other side. So second leg to the front. Plant the opposite hand to the floor. And then gently rotate your torso. Reach that same side arm to the sky. Same side arm as the foot that's in front. Relax your neck. And if it feels okay, if you want to add challenge, tuck your back toe under, lift your back knee. You'll feel a little more activation here. Still staying long through the spine. Keep breathing. Release. Slowly come out of that twist. We're headed to our bellies here. So you're going to bring your legs to the back of the mat and lower yourself all the way down in one piece. Hands by your floating ribs, shoelaces down. Baby Cobra. Just start to lift up. Elbows squeeze up and back. And then on your next breath, come back down. Let's start to flow. Gentle back bends. So if your back feels happy and these are not painful, you can go a little bit higher and experiment with more range of motion. If your lower back is pinchy and grumpy, stay down low and think about just strengthening the muscles of your back to lift the head and shoulders. Think more like a Superman or a locust. Good. Come back down. Let's take your right forearm and place a little pillow for your forehead. Bend your left knee. That might be all you have. Or can you reach your left hand back and catch your foot or ankle? You could always use a towel or strap to just gently pull that shoe in towards your glute. Quad stretch. So you should feel this in the front of your thigh. Boy, do I feel it in the front of my thigh. Quads are tight. Keep breathing. And space into that leg. You could always just stay flexed through your hamstring. Leave your hand on the floor if it's too tight. Gently release what you have and we'll switch straight over to the other side. So left forearm for a little pillow. You'll bend your right knee. You can keep your right hand on the floor or reach your right hand back and see if you can connect to your foot or your ankle. Deep breath here. We're not trying to force that knee into a position it's not ready for, so always feel free to back out of it if you feel like your breath is restricted or your muscles are shaking. Go ahead and release that quad. We're coming into our supine figure four, so press yourself on up. We'll roll to face the sky. Kick your right leg to the ceiling, flex your foot, cross it over the other thigh. Option to just push it open or hug it, your choice. And then once you have your positioning, let your head relax. Outer hip stretch. So into this deep muscle here. So we're getting piriformis, external rotators here. Try to stay flexed through your foot here. I'm gonna hold for like 1 extra second since I came into it a little bit late. But you know what we're doing. We're going to do the other side. So flex the foot, cross it over the ankle. You can push or you can reach through and hug. Let me know in the comments how you liked this stretch routine, if you like the timer or not. It does create symmetry so that we hold the same for both sides. But sometimes it's nice to hold your tight side a little longer. Feel free to do that if you discover there is a big imbalance. We only have one more stretch on the menu and then you are done, my friends. Last one. You're going to release your figure four, stay on your back and hug your knees into your chest. Option to just stay right here with a nice squeeze. Or if you'd like to move a little bit and rock your knees from side to side, or even draw some circles, that might feel amazing for your lower back. Just kind of bring blood to the hips. And it might feel good to just go forward and back, slowly releasing. I'm using my hands to kind of guide that movement. But of course, you can stay very still and just give them a good hug. Excellent. Slowly release what you're holding. Set your feet down to the floor. Drop your knees to one side. Let's roll ourselves on up. Take your time. No hurry. We're going to finish up our class here with a big victory breath. Arms reach overhead. Inhale. And then exhale, blow it out. Thank you guys so much for stretching with me today. Please leave a comment or like, subscribe, share. Help this video get to more people, and it helps my channel a lot when you interact with the videos that you enjoy. Let me know what types of workouts or stretch routines you want to see more of in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next one.